Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Sunday morning coffee. Right on time. Absolutely. Absolutely. So sorry about the lateness. My excuse, as you've all been waiting for in the chat, is let's turn that off. Is that I don't know. I don't have one. I've pretended. No. I've just been running around for the last couple of weeks, and the next weeks, everything is incredibly busy. And once I noticed that I didn't have time to get ready properly before the show, I went, no, I'm going to be late and I'm going to wash my hair because I've had a horrifically greasy ponytail all week. And I watched back last week's and I looked so bedraggled. So I thought, no, I'm going to wash my hair, although I haven't had time to dry it. So you have there we go. Wet hair Annie. But yes, I thought just do it. Just do it. It's only 10 minutes for them to wait. And then obviously just running around. And then I had to build the cooling tower of coffee. As we will go through in this episode. There is a lot going on, a lot of good things. But only one Annie, so I am absolutely in this like state of knackered frazzlediness. But cool things are happening. I've got no notes, of course, so I'm gonna have to wing it, freestyle it. As I realised this morning, I must have been thinking I was funny when I did the title because I put Ghouls out for summer, obviously in relation to the song, but the Ghouls are actually out for winter. I thought anyone who doesn't see that will think, oh, that's ages away. No, so I'll start with that as soon as we're on it. The Ghouls Kickstarter is done. It's not fully done, but it's pretty much done. I will be honest, and sometimes I probably shouldn't be this honest. The reason that not all of them are shipped is because I forgot to order the scenic sets, which I thought I had. What I could say is, oh, I may have said that in the update. Actually, I might have said, oh, the casters are still casting away, which is the truth. But I put the order in really late and then had to apologise. Because I thought I had ordered them and I hadn't. So anyone waiting on a scenic set for their Kickstarter, they've not got them. Everyone else has got it, and there's a few that haven't got scenic sets, but that's just because I ran out of Brood 2, damn it. I was quite tight on the ordering. I normally order extra, quite a chunk extra to mean that once the Kickstarter's done, I should have enough to straight away have stock. But I was being a bit tight because of cash flow and stuff, so I thought I won't go too wild, and then I'll do an order afterwards. I thought I had enough, and it was so annoying because I've got all the rest of them, but not Ghoul Brood 2. So people that have got like pledges that include all of them, but they'll be here probably next. Yeah, they'll be here next week. No pressure on the casters there. So yeah, they'll all be out, and I don't feel bad. I was going to apologise and go, "Oh, sorry, the people that have had to wait." Like, no, you're not waiting. It's still January. Just means you don't get them quite as early as other people. But there's not tons of you, so most people. I've been really nice seeing all the posts of people getting their ghouls and posting them up. Someone mentioned a while up there that John Hodgson did a really nice unboxing. So yeah, you should have a look at that on the Handiwork Games channel. Lil's here. I didn't think Lil would be here. Woo, morning, Lil. Yeah, so that's it's going to be a very frazzled one today. So I will be going back and forth and going, oh yeah. I remember somebody last week asked about the licensing. I think it was Jez or Pandemonium, the licensing for the Hodgson books, and whether if you've got the license for a A4 book, will it translate to the A3 book? And the current official answer is that we're 95% sure that yes, it will cover it. But John just needs to double check the wording of the license and maybe make some tweaks or whatever. But assume so. But still, with the new upcoming books, they'll still need separate licenses. But I don't think that you're going to need anything separate for the same book in different sizes. That'll also be quite hard to govern. Have a slurp of this enormous coffee. I also thought, I'm running late. I forgot time to make a coffee. Oh, yes, I need the cooling tower version. I even put sugar in as a treat. Look at that. So backdrops is a big theme of today. I've got some to show off that raw, because you've been seeing them with my minis on. So I can talk about that. I've got the existing book to show in case you're not sure what they're like. I won't go mega into it, she says, before doing that, because I'm going to do some videos today, some more not proper videos, some more of my terrible videos, pretty much just focusing on those. So what else have we got? I've got a lot. Looking around, there's a lot of stuff. So it's exceedingly busy at the moment. Is the crux, the shorthand version of everything. I'm possibly busier than I think I've ever been this year so far, pretty much since I started back in the new year. I think I'm busier as Bad Squiddo than I've ever been, and this is good. These are all good things. Good things are happening. I guess before it sounds really boring, because I'm like, oh, I can't tell you about most of it, because they are all projects that either aren't ready yet or are to do with other people. But just believe me, there is a lot. So I'm currently I currently have a lot of things on a very similar deadline, so that's why I'm extra frazzled, because I can't really stop. I think especially if I do stop, I might die, so I have to continue. So I was working yesterday, and I will be working after this, which was also my kick up the arse to wash my hair, so I could go straight to the office after this show. But the things I can talk about is the upcoming Backdrops books, which launches on Tuesday. So we're talking about that. And Vapn Attack, which is next Sunday in York, which I have done zero prep. And when you have all the tasks, you kind of like, what can I call it in a little bit? What can I just phone it in on? It's like, none of these. Oh yeah, Vapn Attack, I guess. No offense to Vapn Attack. Maybe because I've done so many shows, I can wing it. I think I can wing it. So Mum's going to come up Thursday and Friday, and we're going to get all the racks assembled. The bonus now is that I've got the extra room for trade show stuff. So Mum's going to come up. We're going to get all those racks loaded, aren't we, Lil? Thursday and Friday. And then I'm getting a lift with Great Escape Games, which we've got a good deal on with York, because I have that little stand. I just have racks, so I don't have anything else. So the racks can just neatly go in the back of their van. They leave a little slot for me in the back of the van. I get to sit in the seats. That's just to clarify. Just to clarify, I get to sit in up front, but the racks will go in the back. So at least when they pick me up on Saturday, it's going to be so easy. Whereas before we'd have to like do stuff back and forth between my garage and the office. We could actually just turn up, boom, racks in the van, off to York, and then setting the stand up is racks down, banners up, and then that's it. And then I've got the afternoon in York. Woo! Which I intend to either do a mix of nothing or a mix of nothing and work, because I was very late booking my hotel. So I actually couldn't get the usual cheapy hotels that I do. So I've actually got one that's got a sofa in it, a sofa and a telly. And I'm like, what? What is this luxury? So I might do some work on the sofa with the telly on. That's one thing that I do miss about having a telly, that you can have that like background telly and then do the stuff. But yeah, that's my ramble. Does this mean your mum has to hang up on the racks in the back of the van? So we're trying to figure out at the moment how to get Mum there, because I thought I could wing it doing it solo, and I've realised this week that I might die. So I think there's some some strikes with the trains. I don't know if she can get up, or see if there's I need to contact. There's some guys who live near Mum that sometimes come up, so I'm going to strap to the front like Fury Lil with a gardening thing like that. Or a bit of grid wall, bit of snapped off grid wall. I don't know if she's still in there. She's thinking, bloody not. So yeah, I need to ask those guys, see if they can take her up there. But yeah, that's part of. There's just there's these massive tasks, and then there's a million smaller tasks, and it's not where my brain is the best. It's just kind of going, there's so much. But it'll all be good, and it's all positive stuff. So definitely not complaining, because the alternative is that there's nothing to do because nobody wants to work with me. I actually turned down work yesterday, which was also a nice learning curve of like, no, Annie, there is no physical way you can add that to your list of stuff. So this is good. Well done, Annie. So it is part of that picking and choosing what you are going to do, and the fact I can do that is really really cool. And I'm not there like I have to do all of the things. So there is a lot of really cool stuff that's happening. One of the cool things, which was one of the smaller things but still cool, tabletop wargaming magazine. I did an interview for them, and that's come out, and that was in the middle of just me being absolutely frantic. I was like, do I have time to do it? I'm like, yes, Annie, do it. It's worth it. So that's really good, though I say so myself. So if you get Tabletop Wargaming Mag or want to, you totally should, because oh yeah, the article's good. It's two pages on Annie. I haven't had the actual magazine, so I don't know what the rest of it's like. But I know they interview different companies about the arts of their minis and arts of board game minis, so it might be quite a good issue. So if you don't normally get it, maybe it's worth getting it, and you can frame the Annie bit. What made me really happy is that one of the questions they asked was, "What's your favourite miniature?" Oh, and I used Fulan Devi as one of my favourite miniature, because it changes a lot. But I thought that's who I want to give some spotlight to, and she's such an interesting person. As I yawn, I'm so tired. I was on the phone to Mum yesterday, walking back from the office, and it was pretty much every other word I was going. So um, right, so Phil Devi, she got to be on the front of a magazine, and that's just like, the thing that I'm doing is working. This is really cool. And to get a nice little feature on her as well, it was just really really nice. And yeah, it's like, just because I got a lot more attachment to some figures than others, obviously, and that she's one that I think is really important, and people should know who this person is. And if you don't, have a little look up. It is pretty trigger heavy, so if you're not in the mood for that, I would not I would not suggest. Oh, cool. Jill says if you struggle to find it, check with your local library, because it's one of the titles that ours has on digital borrowing services. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's good. It's a good one, because it's not in many shops. Because I did look. I did look at where their shops are, and they're not quite in the WH Smiths like some of the other ones. But there are quite a few gaming stores have them. So I think around London, loads of them do. But then it kind of scatters a bit. So, sweet precious coffee, please. I think I got shampoo in my eye as well of not winking. I do wish I had some notes this time. So I feel I should go on to backdrops. Should we talk about backdrops? Because that's a cool thing, and that's a thing that I'm up to at the moment. So I have the standard book. Somebody on a forum yesterday said they didn't like this, and I was trying to figure out why, and I gave up. But I just wanted to check if anyone else had the same worry. So this is the existing book. Well, there's two of them, the sci-fi and the fantasy. And we got them on these ring bound, so that when you get to the backdrop that you want, you can just fully turn it round, and it's flat. So if it was a book like this sort of binding, this book though, you'd be straining, and then you'd have this bit as the distorted curve, and it wouldn't work. So having it being able to fold entirely back on itself, I think it's really good. But I think he was complaining about that the ring binds are in. So my solution. It's not a solution. It's just, I probably shouldn't have even addressed this, because now you're like, what? Is there something wrong with it? Like, no. But just in case anyone else was having that concern, is that you just crop it. So this technically isn't part of the image. It's just the bleed to make it look nicer. Because what he could have done is to do just a white line, but it's not as lovely then. But But the ring bit, yeah, you just crop it out. You either crop it out with your camera or you crop it out afterwards. You just don't put that bit in the photo. The same that, you know, anything around it you'd crop out. Yeah, so as Jill said, it means it'll last longer. And it did make me think last night. I thought, well, what other ways of binding it could, like, no, it's I think this is the best, and I think it's really good. And yeah, because I'd said that I've been mucking about with sheets of them at the moment because they're all test things, and I've already like hammered them because they're on their own. All the little corners are bust. I mean, no, they're not. They're absolutely fine. So it's good. It's good because it means that it gets some feedback, and then I don't automatically go, "Oh, get out of here." I think, okay, is there a something we can do about this? Is it an issue, or is it just an issue that sort of one or two people might have had? So it's good to go over these sort of things and just check. But no, I think this is absolutely perfect, perfection. And having the chunk of the book, I think, protects it as well. So it protects all these corners. And yeah, I just wanted to go through that because I'm not just, you know, saying these things. We do think about them. So yeah, this is a sci-fi book. Um, and yeah, I just love that you can just book. And yeah, there's no spine to age, and there's no bend. And bend is what would really bother me. As I said, if shame I've got a colour book to show or picture. But yeah, if it was like this, and then you took your photo and you had that curve, that would be horrible. So yeah, this is the best, and we're sticking by it. So there. And yeah, it's only minimal edge bit. But yeah, you treat it like a bleed if you would get anything printed. So, Peter says the only time I had issue was 2 images across made a great large image for a photo, but the crease would be too visible too as well. Yeah, so that actually wasn't intended as one big image. It just kind of came out like that. So that was because I was pondering if I could do something with that, and I don't know if it's in this book or in another book. Because I thought I could put a big tower between and have like a really long shot. That'd be cool. I think there's like a sort of Mars one that's like that. But yeah, with this project, you get a lot of sort of wish list that is all just going to make the books a million times more expensive and Hey, oh no, that's not it. Maybe it's the other book. Non-doable. So I have what's it they say? Done an internal investigation of myself and found that there is nothing wrong. So there. So in case anyone hadn't seen the actual, anyone actually hadn't seen the books, here they are. So we've got a very nice satin finish. This is the sci-fi one. I won't go through every page because I'll do that in something else. But yeah, they're just stunning backdrop scenes that you photograph your minis in front of, and you can be as fancy or simple as you like. So you really can just put it on a table, put your figure there, or you can elevate it with just a little hill, just like a large base, just to push it up a little bit. Gives you a better crop. But you're going to be cropping them because otherwise you'd have, you know, your whole background in there. You'd have your tables and cups of tea and all that in it, so you don't want that either. And yeah, or you could go super fancy as I have, and I've been building all sorts of scenes around them and different bits of depth. So I was at the office yesterday doing that all day, and had loads of fun because you get to build these sort of narratives and worlds, and that's the sort of thing that I really like. So I realised I probably shouldn't have started with that person saying the negative thing. Oh no, I did just want to address it because I think it's the best way of doing it. I think it's really good. And so that also, if you don't want to, you could just knife it. Just like knife, if you want them as separate sheets, just knife it down there. I think that's allowed. I don't think you'll go to jail. So I've got some sample prints. They are very sampley. I have to make sure comes across. And they're also covered in my fun print. So these have been printed on gloss, so they are way shinier, as you've seen from these satin ones. These are way shinier than what they will actually be. But these are the test prints from John. So it means I've had to be extra careful when photographing them because they are like, some of them are high gloss. Did someone really complain, or did you want to tell us how well thought out the spine is? Ooh. I saw that on Reddit yesterday. I don't know if it's appropriate. I do like Reddit, but you get like the Reddit suggested of things you're not in. And there was, oh no, it's happening, it's working. It was Swansea, and someone had put how angry they were at the unprofessionalism of a masseuse. And and then all from reading the comments, that was quite a common way of advertising your extras massage. And because you obviously can't say come to our masseuse place, wink wink. So you can pretend to be an angry customer and go, what? I got all of these benefits that I didn't ask for initially. So I thought, oh, that is quite a good sales technique. Not for my massage place, but yeah, that's good. So I could do that, couldn't I? Oh, I'm so annoyed with bad Squiddo Games. I bought some minis and then I got another mini free in the order. Ah, or a company, and I can't say which, but PM me if you want to know. So yeah, that's a sidetrack. That was me going, I don't understand. What? Oh, yesterday. I'm going to go back to the other Reddits that I read now. So you learn something every day on this show. So if they look shiny, the end results will not be shiny. That's what I have to say. So the first two, but oh, what have I done there? I've done. It looks a bit like snowfall. That's fine. Right, where shall I start with? So we've got a lot of winter ones. I've got more in the post, but they don't deliver at the weekends at the office. They're coming tomorrow. I think I've got some A3 in the post. If I haven't, they're coming. So it starts with Ruins and Tunnels. They're the two books that come with it. And then hopefully they can, if it does really well, which we're really hoping, there'll be an A3. And then there's also extra books that might get unlocked. So one of the extra books is the winter. So we've been doing quite a few winter things. They're harder, again, like you think, whoa, these are awful. Look how shiny they are. They will not be shiny. This is the test print. So I've made sure to get any shine out. So it's the classic Hodgson rolling hills and clouds we see here. So this one's really nice. I took some lovely photos with that last night. We've got a lovely tree cliff thingy going on there, which is also very nice. Extra nice with the if you've got a little hill, because it makes it into a real like rocky outcroppy sort of thing. Yeah. So again, it will not be shiny. It won't be shiny. I know. Brrr, doing all these like winter things. What, the office heating is still broken. We have had no heating for an entire month now. So photographing stuff on snow has been like, oh great. We have this serene standing stones with a nice bit of sunrise. That would be sunrise, wouldn't it? Not sunset. That would be more orangey. But isn't that pretty? Especially when that bit's out of focus and you've just got this little glow. It's really nice. So there are the winters. And some of the caves, we've got sort of wintry caves, which I've got to make sure I get the right way up. I think. Yeah, that way. This is one of my favourite. I had loads of fun with this yesterday. Again, will not be shiny. Just saying this in case anyone joins part way and goes, God, they're shiny. This is one of my favourites. This is just so much depth to it. It's so cool. And as always, a lot of these can be used. There's a sci-fi one and a fantasy, but a lot can be used for both. And I was doing some examples with those last night. The Mega Cave. I don't think I've used this one yet, actually. I think I forgot I had it. So I'll be doing some Mega Cave either later or tomorrow. They were just really nice framing devices as well for your minis, even if you don't want to build a scene, like if you just want to put it on a standard plinth. We got that one. This is my favourite of all the backdrops so far. Oh, what have I done to that? I've been ruining them because I've been putting like lichen and stuff around because they're not, again, these aren't the prints that you'd get. This is just from John's printer. I realise I have been putting all sorts on them. That's extra texture. This is my favourite. This is my favourite. More of these, John. More like these. It's just I've used this for fantasy and sci-fi. It's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Like, look at this faraway land, and it fits with so many, and it's just such a beautiful painting. Because some are more backdroppy than others. Some are clearly just as backdrops, but some of them are fully art pieces that you could just frame that. It's just so nice. Just such a dreamy land. And yeah, that's the one. I've been trying to use them quite equally, and then I keep wanting to use that one the most because I love it. So there's some lovely photos for this. And we also have this similar vein sort of ruin here. These two aren't on as shiny paper. I think John has just been seeing what paper the local shop has got. So there's a mix of them because I've had them in different batches. This one's I really like as well. I just love the little birds as well. So these are the test prints that I've been photographing, and as I say, you can see that I've bust them up because they're on their own. So the corners and things. Oh, that one wasn't. I'm sure some of them haven't fully set on the print. So I've been doing my best. I've had to sort of blue tack them up and around the place. So if you look on social media, I've been spamming around and trying to tactically spam as well. So what was I going to say? I've been posting some of the results, some of the photos I've taken, and I'm really happy with them. I've done a mix because I've got this new camera that I want to be messing about with. But rain, it'll come back. What? Handiwork Games in the comments. Stretch goal, Biania color printer. What a dream that would be. But then I'd have no need anymore. I need to have that lack of color printer in my life, so I keep buying more backdrops. Jez says, bloody love John's art. I got a load of his Beowulf stuff framed up for my gaming room when it's sorted. Nice. The Mask Witches stuff that John's doing at the moment, I have asked him to do I've asked. It was up to me. If he ever does a book, it will totally be because of me, not anything that John was doing anyway. But the art he's been doing for Mask Witches is lovely, and I'd love that in some sort of poster form. It's good. It's got me nice and infused in an artsy way. What I was going to say, yes, my photos are everywhere. I've took some lovely photos, but whilst we're talking about it, in the comments, in the description below, there is actually a link to the Kickstarter. I'm trying to get as many sign-ups as possible, although it doesn't work now that John's here, because I was going to say it'll help me a lot and I'll look really good to John the more sign-ups I can say that I've got in. But he's here, so he probably wasn't listening then. He was probably doing something else. That's how it works. But yeah, if you're even vaguely interested, if you can give it a little sign up, it really helps the algorithm. I know it sometimes seems a bit pointless. Like I'd think, well, why do you want me to sign up? I'll be there on the day. But the more sign-ups, the more Kickstarter gets interested, and the more chance it might even do the projects we love or something like that, which really helps. But I have no idea how the project we love works. All I can think of is that it's a broken system, because I've been on Kickstarter more because I've been setting it all up, and it'll be, oh, here's a project we love, and I'm like, this is an unfinished project that's on £70 and looks terrible. Why is that a project you love? Do you know someone at Kickstarter? That's all I can see. Obviously, some of the massive ones, when it's Kingdom Death and stuff, they seem to like get it automatically, which is fair enough. But occasionally, a smaller one gets it, and I think, so maybe. But things like signing up help those algorithms beforehand. So yeah, if you can, the link is it's the first bit of the description of this video, so that would help. Kickback stars, yay! only amusing, not pleasing. But it just didn't make sense, because I'm like, oh, I've always wanted to be a project we love, and then I'm like, oh, they love that. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. So there will be some more backdrop stuff. I don't know if John saw the note that I sent him yesterday, but I was pondering a live stream Tuesday. So I'll just put that out there now. I don't know how feasible that is, John. So potentially a launch stream. If he's not, I might do one. Just to get a bit of hype going, because we have no idea. The first time we did it, I think it was like £100 target, and yeah, that went really quickly, and we really had no idea it was going to go that wild. Um, so this time it's that weird, the awkward second album, because we're like, well, statistically it should go really well, but it was almost better when we had no expectations, because then everything's a bonus. But now it's like, well, it must go well. Well, he's done 2 more books, whereas the first time it was just to get 1 book out there. So hopefully we do get to the point where we can unlock those extra books, and the larger versions of those as well. So I am hoping, but it's so hard to predict Kickstarters. So it's going to be interesting. So yeah, it'd be good if we could do some sort of launch thingy, and then just going, or oh yeah, that was it then, I guess. I guess everyone got the first books, they don't want these. I've been very busy spamming these around the internet, and there's quite a lot of hype, which is good. Like, a lot of people are happy with the books that they've got before. um yeah, Carol says people using the books all over the place. Yeah, they've just really taken off. I need to talk to a few more of the sort of YouTubey peoples as well. um but yeah, just seeing that they've really taken off. So I'm hoping that people go, we love these, we want some more, rather than, well, we've got all the backdrops that we need. Because there's so many cool ones. I'm interested to see what the extra ones I'm getting off John are. And I think he's pretty much just intermittently posting them as they're furiously being painted away. So I'll have some more to work in. I'm gonna bring these. Woo! I'll bring these to the show if I remember on VAT. So VAT Attack is this Sunday in York. No, this Sunday, next Sunday. So there will be no show next week. It is at York Racecourse. I'll be in the usual place. I've got a wicked spot. It's downstairs. It's only a little stand though, so, and I quite like having the little stand. It stops me being tempted to do anything too major, which is especially good right now, knowing that all I can do is just whack some racks up there. And between Early War Miniatures and Dave Lanchester and his books, so I normally go over. I guess I'd normally go over and pretend to steal his books, and then think, but I could. Oh no! Don't steal his books! I shouldn't tell you how easy it is to steal his books. I think it's because he knows that I do this all of the time and just has given up. I'll walk around going, and start walking off, and I go, haha, I was going to steal these books, but I am not now. And he goes, wow, that's hilarious of you, Ali. So if you see me not on my stand, I'll be snooping around Dave, paying full price for Dave Lanchester books, as you should, as he's the best. I love him. So if you can get to York on Sunday, you should do that. And I'll bring these. I'll have backdrop books for sale. The 1 and 2. So the sci-fi, let's go to the front page of it. Sci-fi and fantasy will be available for sale in York. Look at that way. Ooh, wonderful backdrops. And I'll have these to show you as well, as long as I remember. And whatever ones I've accumulated by then. And potentially the leaflets. And in some notes that I gave John yesterday as part of the plan, I'd put spam the toilets, and I meant to elaborate on that. So many years ago, I did win an award they made up for me, and it was like the best marketing award, which was a toilet going like that. Because I spammed all the toilets, so I kind of do that now. So I'm gonna make sure to maybe even print off some black and white backdrops to put up in the toilets. So like, maybe above. Oh, it's gonna be amazing. Yeah, so I might even sacrifice a book to put up as posters. So perhaps above the urinals, you can picture yourself far off into the mountains. That's actually genius. Why have I said it now? You know, you'll expect it, or so people will copy me. I don't think anyone's copied my amazing toilet advertising yet, because it's a captive audience. It's genius. But it does mean either me or somebody that I've got with me has to go running around in all the men's toilets. What were they? You'll think there'll be no show, but the pigs will do their pig update. Oh yeah, the Dave show when I'm not here. Mm. So yeah, York. I'll have those. I'll probably have some new minis as well that to show off that aren't ready yet. So there's a lot of minis in the works, and I put the new newsletter as well. So you should go check that out, and you can sign up in the link. Also in the all the links are always in the video description for usefulness. Don't tell Annie about the pig show. Dave, is that him typing up? Are you typing up your script? I knew it. Ada is in Ada Lovely. Yeah, I've got Ada and Mary have been cast. They've now been approved for production casting, which is excellent. And yeah, Joan and God, my brain's dead. Joan and Breakfast at Tiffany's. Joan and Audrey Hepburn have been sculpted. I need to prod Marty. There's still more to do on that, so there'll be a little while. But yeah, it's another thing on the mega juggle, and obviously I haven't done the poll for the next load yet because I just cannot add that into the other tasks. So forgive me, that'll be a little bit longer. Audrey too. What else? Because I've got no. Oh, it's so much better when I have notes because I can just like plow through the notes. So yeah, I will be there. The Kickstarter launch is Tuesday. I assume some sort of like tea time is the normal time. So there'll be a lot of running up to that. And if anything, as always with all the Kickstarters and things, all the sharing and comments and all that really help. It's John's product. It's a John product, but I am part of the gang, so it's sharing it helps me as well. It's not just me sharing a thing that I like. I am involved. I am an official helper, as it says. So yeah, it's not just me going, oh, here's a thing I like. It is that here's a thing I like, but also I am involved in it. But that's because I really like it. So yes, so what have we got there? So yeah, do all that, do all the sign-ups, tell people. I'm gonna start I might do a little hashtag or something next week, see if we can get people just sharing the backdrop books they've got, just to be like why I love my backdrop book. And so we've got some pictures of different models that people use different ways, and maybe we can share them around so it's not just what's the word? Not just mine and John's photos. We can see what other uses people have with them and ideas and all that, because it's quite cool almost community now. We've started this movement of people photographing their minis and taking some pride in them, because you paint them, but if you take a nice photo you can be like, yeah, you know what, I painted that and that looks really nice. So yeah, I mentioned earlier, it is going to be a very rambly show. I got the fancy new camera, but I'm going to do still a lot of the photos on my phone, because that was the whole point of saying, this is how accessible it is. So if I'm like, oh, by the way, I've got this mega camera. So some shots for my own fun have been on the mega camera, but most of the ones you'll be seeing will be from the phone. There he goes, there's Dave boy. You type in. So in other news, so last week I was fresh off the GWQ. Yes, John de Clisson has been selling, and I've been posting her as like you should use her as a Lady Bretonian knight, especially now it says that. And it worked, and people are buying John de Clisson, and you should buy her, because my casters have a massive resin queue and I'm running out. So if you want her, you should totally get her, because it's going to be a while, I think, till I get that restock. after the show last week, I did go to bed for the rest of the day, and I kind of want to do that, but I'm doing the self-care of future me will be really annoyed if I just go to bed straight after this, because then I've just got more to do next week. What have we got? Hey, Priya says my cutting mat now has painted lines on it to optimize the distance where I put the book and where I put the phone camera. Nice, nice. I have done a bit of purchasing. I really want to do what was it? Old World. My brain is gone. Maybe I should have a break today. I want to play Old World. That's it. And in my little bit of time, I've been in the evenings. I've been watching Andy, my housemate, play Resident Evil 4 because I can't play. I could play the original ones, but I can't play these ones because I've got really bad like aiming and reaction with stuff, and I end up just going ah. So he likes playing them, so I just get to watch it and play along, and also be like, oh, maybe try that crate, and helping out with the clues and things. Sorry. So I've been sat there in the evening doing that and reading through the rule book for the new Old World and going, I understand. And I think it would be really good for me to be playing that as a game. So I got, you won't be able to see, but I got a bunch of wolves off Fenris, and they're massive. They're massive. And then there's one of mine in that bag. That's the Fenrir from Bad Squiddo, and I was putting them all in a little row in the week when I was on my computer, and I kept, you just move them into a little unit. So I'm really happy with these. They're sculpted by Joe, and they fit really nice with my guy. And yeah, they're huge. It doesn't show on the website how huge they are. They're that big. They're not little ones. Because I was going to use my wolves, obviously, because I want to put as much Bad Squiddo in. But I thought they're a bit too small for dire wolves. So these ones are good. I didn't want just like 6 Fenrirs in the same pose. So they work. I got these from Fireforge. They are sort of more Bretonian style knights. But I want to get an army on the table quickly and not spend ages faffing. So I'm pretty much going to put them, spray them black, put some details so I can at least start playing with them and then just add to them because I've got no time right now. I don't think I'll be playing anything mega soon, but it means when I get like the odd hour or something, I might be able to just assemble some bits. Jez says, are Fenris walls big enough to stick goblins on? Yes, do it. They're so nice. They yeah, they've got. I was just looking at their like waist because it's always the waist bit, isn't it, for where the legs go over. Yeah, they'd be perfect for it. And there's like 20 different ones or something. But yeah, they work really good. So yeah, I got these. But easy. I'll use them as Black Knights. I've no idea what works in the game yet, but I thought I'll get the basic stuff. I bought these because I've wanted them for ages. And ironically, I don't sell any of the plastics anymore. So I was like, why did I stop doing the plastics before all these come out? So it's extra real because I'm not going, oh, I like this thing because I sell it. I had to go buy them like a normal person. But I did buy these, and then I think, what am I doing? Because I want all my core to be ghouls. So I might not initially put these together. But these are sculpted by Michael Anderson, and they're like the best. I love them. And also, avalanche. So this has been, it's to kind of give myself something to look forward to because I am just a work machine, not looking after myself, which is why I've been in greasy ponytail all week because I cannot focus on all the things at once. All I can focus on at the moment is the work. But I've been getting myself some treats just to think at the end I'll have a nice weekend off and I'll do some of the old hobbying. So these I'm going to use as zombies. And I love them. They're like more updated version of the old GW ones. They've got ladies in them. They're sculpted by Rob McFarlane, who sculpted a bunch of stuff for me. So it's always that like keeping it in the family thing. Because I did look at the GW ones because they did update them, but they're a bit too jazzy for me. You know, when you want to just paint loads of them, these are perfect for that like wax and base coats and a wash on. And there's not random bits there that you've got details. And obviously they've got that old school, nice. But again, I bought all this core, and I'm like, why am I going to use core? I've got 8 million ghouls. So, and I want to use all my ghouls, and I have a lot. So this is a quick test that I've done. I bought some Sarissa movement trays to put some. So these are just some of the ghouls. So you'll see I collect a lot. They're all different ages, different companies, and all that. So that's just some I've popped in, and they're all on MDF roundies. But some of the bits are a bit tight, so I think I'm gonna just file them a bit, just to get a bit of space. I think because I've got paint on the edge of the rim, because I don't want it to be a big mission to get them in and out. This is a hassle. Oh no, it's not a hassle for it. It's CP. So I guess a CP zombie. There's a nude lady. A nude lady. Also, what I've got in stock, but I haven't added to the website because I haven't had a second, is these Renedra movement trays. Dun, dun. So I don't want to tip it. But these will be on the website soon. I did have a bit of a like I didn't know which one to use. But I went for this. No, there's no mantic in that one. I've got one as a not in that unit, but there is. No, it's not in that one. Is there any in here? No, these are all metals. But I do have them. Gotta have them all. But yeah, I like that this just has the neat frontage. And I don't know if I kind of like that they're higher up. I don't know if I should order the lower thingy bases from Sarissa. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, these are in stock as these are just in stock, not as well. I don't have the Sarissa ones, but we'll have these from Renedra super soon. So they come in 2 deep and 4 deep. So and they're a bit more simple because they don't have the edges and stuff. But if you just want a utilitarian base, they do's the job. So got some of my ghouls out, which has been nice. Obviously, I need to start painting up the Bad Squiddo Ghouls, but none of that's in need because there's 2 million things to do. But yeah, if I can just assemble some stuff occasionally while Andy plays Resident Evil 4, I feel already like sort of back into that gaming community rather than just been on the edge, being like, "Hello, fellow kids." I'm like, "Oh, I actually know things." Reading through the book's been nice because it's like, oh, this is a rule that's changed, and just remembering that I did actually know all the rules of 8 really well. So it's quite a nice sort of confidence thing because, again, with my brain being dead half the time, it's like, oh, I understand this. Nice. I'm going to slurp and see what other bits before I leave you be. We've got these. Why am I looking at last week's notes? What did I put on the? What's the show called? Maybe there's a clue in there. The tracking's been a bit wibbly on Royal Mail, so if you've got a tracked order that the tracking hasn't come through, it's because I'm going to do it manually, and I did say I'd do that about 3 days ago, and then the day after that, and the day after that. So maybe today. A downside to the time of year. So when we did the backdrop Kickstarter before, it was summer, and I'd have the big window of the day to do like really good photos. And now there's like a few hours in the day. That's my kind of pressure to go in today, I think, because I'm not going to have as much time for that light to get the really nice shots because it was getting dark yesterday. Well, it got dark very quickly, and I was having to use the lamp, and using the lamp while I've got these tests, which are super shiny, is then like trying to angle things so it's not reflecting and all that. Also, I don't know where my UV torch is, but I have one because I want to use the UV stuff from Kraut Cover with the backdrops and those caves. Imagine the like green glittering inside the caves. I think it'd look really nice. But I don't know where I put this goddamn torch. I think I thought, why am I going to need a UV torch and then put it somewhere safe? So I might have a little look for it. In fact, I might stay here for a little while before I go to the office because I realise I've also got no clothes. I haven't been able, so I get really, really single focused. So yeah, big up to Andy who's been tidying after me a bit because I've just been horrendous. But it means I haven't put any clothes in the wash. I haven't sorted the guinea pig stuff. The guinea pigs are looked after, don't worry. But they've got a pile of washing that needs going in. I've got to take Karen to the vet again at some point next week. Her foot's gone a bit dodgy, so I don't know when I'm going to fit that in at all. But she's got to go in just for a little checkup. I might give her a bath today as well, because yeah, she's just looking a bit knackered, but she's still fine. She's still all like perky and stuff, but she's looking quite ratty. So I might give her a nice bath, see if that helps her poorly foot out. It's because she sits in the same place a lot, just peeing. So that's not recommended. Don't recommend. So yeah, next week it's going to be a lot of backdrop hype-ins. And as always, yeah, if you can share those around, again, sign up to the thingy. Backdrop hype-ins, trying to get ready for VAT attack, trying to do all the normal day-to-day stuffage. I'm back on the forums. Forums. I love forums. I do only seem to visit them when there's a Kickstarter on. I get all the gossip. I've been distracted so much this week because I've gone to post an update about that, and then in the other bit, there's been someone else's thread, and I've gone, oh, what's going on here? Oh, that's a shenanigans for sure. Oh, and then I'm like, honey, it's been 40 minutes. Why are you on someone else's Kickstarter reading the comments? Oh yeah. Then that did make me a bit cross earlier in the week. I was reading quite a few different Kickstarters that have all gone wrong. And it's sad because it's you guys that get affected, so that bothers me because it's a shared customer pool. So when I see something like that, I think that'll be some of my gang that are all affected by that. But each time something like that happens, someone doesn't deliver or they're being a bit dubious or something, there's people that go, I'll never use Kickstarter again, and I totally understand it. But each time I'm like, oh, cheers, company, for ruining that. So it makes it harder for us. So yeah, between me and John, we've got a very impeccable record. So you should definitely. And I wouldn't pair up with John if he was anything other than awesome. Because yeah, I'm putting my reputation on the line. So hopefully that's an extra bit of faith in the old Kickstarter and stuff. So that's probably a good point to end it on. I'm looking around, I'm sure I had some other absolute things I needed to talk about, but yeah, my brain's a bit frazzled. I think I'm gonna drink this cooling tower. This cooling tower. Yeah, drink the cooling tower. There was gonna be something else, wasn't there? Just looking around for prompts. Plants, bin, spectacles. No. So thanks as always. I put in the newsletter that obviously I'm very frazzled and very busy, but that the fact that it's good, and it wouldn't be like this sounds so generic. It wouldn't be this without you, but it's true. It's all from the support and not just the buying of the things. Obviously, buying the things help, but it's all being that community, being in the chat, posting around, sharing the things. It's working, and that makes me really happy. So it's a grind at the moment, but it's satisfying because there's a payoff, and I've had some really nice emails lately as well. So it's like, people will Blair, my brain. People being happy by what I do is super nice. And it can be frustrating sometimes because you see people knocking knocking stuff off or just being rubbish. And I'm like, why do I do it right? Maybe I should just do it wrong. And they're like, no, let's not do that. So it does give me satisfaction that doing it right and maybe doing it slower than some people, but by making sure everything's correct, and building this really nice sort of That is community. Heart emoji.png. It is, but it's true, and it does sound so sickly and contrived, but it's true. The fact that we're in, I think it's the 9th year of Bad Squiddo, and I was thinking about it last night, thinking like other small companies that I'd kind of used to hang around with at shows or something, and they're no longer around, and it's like I've survived quite a lot, quite a lot indeed. And the fact, people are still wanting to do stuff with me, work with me, get into new product projects. There's one really soon, I think, that's going to be announced that you'll get to go, no way, Ellie. And I'll go, yeah, me. So that's going to be really rewarding. But yeah, I'm largely at the moment in this like the hard bit where you're doing it without the reward because it's all secret and you're like, oh, this is so much grind. But then it all comes out and everyone goes, whoa, that's so cool. And I'm like, oh. Yeah, it has been a roller coaster few years. So thank you. It is awesome, and it's way cooler knowing that there's such a good sort of not end point but continual point to this, and it's wicked, and I love it, and you're awesome. On that note, I'm gonna go. Goodbye. Thanks for coming along. Tell everyone about backdrops. Woo. Buy Ghouls. Oh no, you don't buy Ghouls yet because they're not out yet. But soon. But not in the summer, in the winter, like a couple of weeks. I'll have Ghouls for sale at Vatmatac as well, by the way. If the blister packaging ever arrives, not that it's been 3 months again without blister packaging, the one company that make anyway. Bye. Bye.